welcome to Business Buzz. Want to get the down low on NVIDIA's crazy quarter? We've got you covered.
Yeah.
We dug up their press release. Wall Street's taking their swings, the whole 9 yards.
It's not just a record. It's like total domination,
Oh, wow.
That 78% revenue jumped to $39.3 billion in Q4.
Yeah.
That says they're eating everyone's lunch in the AI world.
Really?
Apple's profits, think about this, they grew 8 times slower.
Wow.
Just to put things in perspective.
So is it safe to say that NVIDIA's the one to watch?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Their full fiscal year revenue more than doubled. It hit $130.5 billion.
Wow.
And a lot of that is because of their data center business.
Yeah, the press release was calling that out as like the big thing that's making this happen.
Yeah.
Why is that segment doing so well?
Well, think about it.
Okay.
Everyone and their mother is talking about generative AI now.
Right.
Like those tools that seem to just make stuff out of thin air.
Like magic.
Right. Well, the engine behind most of them.
Yeah.
NVIDIA's GPUs.
Oh, wow.
Their data center business alone brought in $35.6 billion last quarter.
That is a powerful engine.
It is.
Their CEO, Jensen Huang, he seemed pretty jazzed about their new Blackwell GPU system.
Yeah.
What makes it so special?
Blackwell, It's a total game changer.
Okay.
For a couple reasons.
Okay.
First off, it's a massive performance jump.
Right.
Both for training AI models and running them. But it's more than just brute force.
Oh.
It allows for what Huang calls reasoning AI.
Reasoning AI.
Yeah.
So it's not just faster, it's making AI smarter.
You got it.
Oh, wow.
It's like going from like a basic calculator
Right.
to a supercomputer
Wow.
in terms of what AI can now do.
Wow.
And remember, this Blackwell system,
Yeah.
it just launched at the tail end of last year.
Okay.
It's already brought in billions in sales.
That's wild. But of course, Wall Street's always got something to say.
Of course.
What are the analysts saying about all this?
They're impressed.
Yeah.
But some are pumping the brakes a bit.
Oh, really?
There's murmurs about, potential hiccups down the road.
Like what?
Well, some analysts noticed a little dip in NVIDIA's gross profit margins.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, building these crazy systems has got to cost a fortune.
Right.
Yeah.
The CFO even admitted that, shifting to fancier systems, especially for the data centers, it's adding to those costs.
Sure.
And then there's the possibility of a demand slowdown for AI computing.
So the million-dollar question is, will all this investment in AI actually pay off?
That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Companies are going to start really looking at their ROI.
Right.
And then there's the elephant in the room, or I guess a panda in the room.
Oh, yeah?
The DeepSeek factor.
Right.
Remember that less intense AI model out of China?
How can I forget? I mean, NVIDIA stock took a nosedive when they announced that thing.
Well, this earnings report was seen as a test, right? Could NVIDIA survive the DeepSeek storm?
Yeah.
And while the results look amazing, the stock did dip a little after hours.
So it sounds like investors are still a bit spooked about DeepSeek's long-term impact and the competition heating up.
Yeah, I mean, DeepSeek's lower computational needs, that could be a real curveball if businesses start opting for cheaper, less powerful chips.
All right.
That puts the squeeze on NVIDIA.
So NVIDIA aced this test, but the next one might be a real nail-biter.
Yeah, that's the thing about the tech world.
Yeah.
Today's golden goose could be tomorrow's, burnt toast.
That is very true.
Yeah,
Very true.
That's the nature of the beast.
Well, on that note, we're going to take a quick break.
That's good.
And we'll be right back to dig deeper into NVIDIA's world.
All right. Yeah, it really shows you how companies got to be ready to shift in this market.
Yeah.
NVIDIA went from mostly gaming to like the top dog in AI. Pretty impressive.
They saw AI coming a mile away,
Yeah.
and they went all in. Speaking of all in, their stock's been all over the place lately. What's driving all that?
It's been a wild ride, almost as crazy as the AI stuff they're building.
Right.
The AI boom, that's been a big reason the stock shot up. But
Yeah.
like we talked about, DeepSeek kind of threw everyone a curveball.
Right.
Investors are trying to wrap their heads around what it all means in the long run.
It's like DeepSeek injected a whole new dose of uncertainty,
Mm.
and investors don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
Is it really a threat to NVIDIA's dominance? Could it change how much everyone wants their chips?
That's the billion-dollar question, right?
Right.
It's still early, too early to say for sure what DeepSeek's going to do.
Okay.
But it's definitely made investors a little more cautious.
So NVIDIA's still in the lead, but the competition is heating up.
Exactly. And remember, NVIDIA's success isn't just about their tech.
Right.
It's about how well they can adapt and stay one step ahead.
Right.
Can't just rest on your laurels in this game.
Which brings us to their GTC conference coming up.
Yeah.
What are they teasing, and what could it mean for their future?
GTC, that's always a big deal for NVIDIA. It's where they roll out their newest toys. This year, everyone's buzzing about new chips that could really cement their place as the AI king.
New chips, huh? Spill the beans. What'll these chips be able to do?
They're keeping it under wraps for now.
Okay.
But if their past announcements are anything to go by,
Yeah.
we can expect a serious boost in processing power, efficiency, the whole shebang.
Right.
Imagine AI models and applications that are even more sophisticated.
Yeah.
We could be talking about breaking through the limits of what's possible.
That sounds like it could really kick the AI revolution into overdrive.
Absolutely.
But let's not forget about those headwinds we talked about. How could those affect NVIDIA in the coming months and years?
Those are some serious headwinds.
Yeah.
New restrictions from China, that's a big one.
Right.
China is a major player in the tech world. If they cut off access to their market or mess with manufacturing, it could really hurt NVIDIA's supply chains and revenue.
What about tariffs? What kind of impact could those have?
Tariffs, man, those could set off a whole chain reaction of problems.
Yeah.
They could make NVIDIA's products more expensive, which makes them less competitive globally.
Mm-hmm.
And they could throw a wrench in global trade, making it harder to get their products where they need to be.
So you got to be careful.
NVIDIA's going to have to play this very carefully. It's a complex game.
Sounds like a high-stakes game of chess where every move matters.
See, you had it. The stakes are sky high.
Yeah.
NVIDIA isn't just a company. It's like the poster child for the AI revolution.
Right.
Their success or failure could ripple through the entire tech industry
Yeah.
and the global economy, for that matter.
For our listeners trying to make sense of this crazy world of AI and tech stocks,
Yeah.
what are the key takeaways they should keep in mind?
Don't forget, AI is still in its early days.
Right.
It's changing fast, and it's still anybody's game.
Right.
NVIDIA might be leading the pack, but there's definitely bumps in the road ahead.
So even though they're killing it right now,
Yeah.
there's no guarantee for the future.
Exactly.
There's always room for competition and someone to shake things up.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Right.
Investors need to be aware of both the risks and the rewards that come with a company like NVIDIA.
Right.
Stay informed, do your homework,
Yeah.
and be ready for some ups and downs along the way.
Definitely not for the faint of heart.
Nope.
But as they say, high risk, high reward.
That's the saying.
What would you say is the most important question our listeners should think about when it comes to NVIDIA's future and the future of AI in general?
Here's a real head scratcher.
Okay.
If AI is the future, who's going to be holding the reins?
That's a good question.
Will it be a few big tech giants like NVIDIA calling the shots? Or will we see power spread out more?
That's a huge question.
It is.
And it has massive implications for the ethical and societal side of AI.
Yeah, who's going to be steering the ship?
That's what's going to define the next few decades as AI becomes more and more a part of our lives.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, it really makes you think about the bigger picture. Like, what does AI mean for us, for society?
Yeah.
How do we make sure it's a good thing for everyone?
It's the big question, right?
Yeah.
We got to talk about it. AI is still pretty new. We're figuring it out.
Right.
The choices we make now about how it's made and how it's controlled, those will stick with us.
Yeah.
We got to think about the good and the bad and work together to make sure AI is used the right way, ethically.
Yeah. It's on all of us,
Yeah.
not just the tech folks. What's NVIDIA doing about this stuff? I mean, they're a big deal in AI.
Mm-hmm.
Got to see how they're approaching these big questions.
They've been talking more and more about responsible AI.
Okay.
They put out their own ethical guidelines,
Right.
and they're putting money into research and projects focused on making AI fair, transparent, accountable,
Right.
They're also teaming up with organizations that are tackling those potential societal impacts, like jobs getting replaced, bias in algorithms, that kind of stuff.
No, it's not just about making the fastest chips. They're thinking about how those chips affect the world.
Exactly. They get it. Their tech could reshape society, and they want to make sure it's for the better.
It's good to see them taking it seriously.
Yeah.
Gives me hope that we can use AI to help everybody. But let's face it, NVIDIA's a company.
Yeah.
Their main goal is to make money, right? How do they balance doing good with making a profit?
It's a tightrope walk, for
Yeah.
sure. Trying to find that balance between profit and purpose. But I think NVIDIA is showing that you can do both.
Okay.
By investing in responsible AI, they're not just avoiding risks.
Right.
They're opening up new doors.
So they're betting that doing the right thing is good business.
Exactly. And I think that's a good bet. In the long run,
Positive.
consumers, they're savvier than ever. They want to support companies that share their values.
Yeah,
Being ethical isn't just the right thing to do, it's good business, plain and simple.
it's a win-win. So as we wrap up our look at NVIDIA, what does their story tell us about the tech world, the future of innovation?
NVIDIA's journey, it's a masterclass in adapt and having vision.
Mm-hmm.
They saw AI come in way back when and made some bold moves.
Yeah.
They went from a gaming company to a global leader in AI infrastructure. That's huge.
Yeah.
In tech, the only thing that stays the same is change.
Right.
And NVIDIA proves you gotta not just survive, but thrive.
They definitely weren't afraid to take risks.
What's the big takeaway for our listeners out there, the entrepreneurs, the investors, the techies who want to leave their mark on the world?
Mm-hmm.
What can they learn from NVIDIA?
Biggest lesson. Be bold, be ready to adapt, and never stop learning.
Right?
Tech's always changing.
Yeah.
Stay curious, welcome new ideas, and don't be scared to switch gears when you need to.
Uh-huh.
And maybe most importantly, never forget about how your work affects people.
Yeah.
Tech should be there for us, not the other way around. Words to live by. Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into NVIDIA's world. We've covered their success, the challenges they're up against, and the ethics of AI.
It's been a great conversation. I
Yeah.
hope our listeners have a better grasp on AI, semiconductors, and what's next for tech.
Absolutely. To everyone out there who loves tech like we do, keep exploring, keep asking questions, keep pushing the limits.
Oh.
Until next time, stay curious.